Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Kremling, and today's a bit of a different video as with a lot of my other videos, but I'm going to be showing my Pokemon card collection from when elementary school, a little bit into middle school, during the time where I collected and played Pokemon cards. Now with Pokemon cards, I more so collected them to play with them, use them in Pokemon card battles or whatever you want to call them. I didn't really look at them more so on the collection side. Is for example, if I had a card that was this certain type and I didn't have a lot of energies for it, I'll probably trade it away because to me it wouldn't have that much value. Now obviously nowadays I wouldn't think of it that way, but that's how me and a lot of other kids at the time just went about these Pokemon cards. It is this Pokemon, what was that, Moon, I think it was called? Yeah, that noise here, that's just the dice in it. So I remember this, I kept really dense. This is Pokemon Sun and Moon. This was before, this was 2016 when I got this, I remember. Or at least before, they made the, 2 Ultra games. But I remember the reason why I got the Moon one and not the other one was because I figured that because a lot of people were buying the Sun one, and I figured that that Game Freak or Nintendo or whatever noticed that a lot more people were buying it, so then they would put a lot more of the rarer ones in this one. So I got that, and I did get some pretty good pulls. Including, I remember getting a Rainbow Solgaleo, something like that. Now anyways, I'm just gonna get right inside of it. And this thing is pretty dense. Now from what I remember, this was my deck, my main deck. I had a secondary deck here. Then I remember when I had a pile of just trainers, the ID card things you get in the packs, they use them for online, which I never used. And then these in the back were just the random extra cards I had, including these ones, just random sleeves. And here you'll see is all the dice and the coins or whatnot that you use for playing Pokemon cards. Okay, first let's talk about the, I'll show you all the coins and dice, whatever. This coin, this Blastoise coin, y'all can see it, is I got this 10, 11, 12 years ago. It's pretty old. This used to be blue. The blue came off of it. Now it's just black. I'm not being racist. And here's a more recent coin. You see, it has all the stuff intact. Also says football in the back. This is the burn marker, I believe this is for. It's hard plastic. And I also have a poison marker, which is all made of the same exact material. Another coin, which is older than the I think it was the Raikou one, the yellow one. You could tell the color's fading. Yeah, the Blastoise coin kind of went through the same process. I guess from the constant, the fingernails going onto it and stuff. And I remember this big GX thing would be used if you were to use the GX move and you couldn't use the rest of the game. I think you put this onto there. Someone please comment below if I'm correct about that. But that's how we did it. And then this was the dice that. 6 of these things with a big one that came with the box. That other dice you saw, this, is just random dice that we'll also use if we ran out of these. There's so much damage done to so many of the Pokemon. But just use random dice from that point. Now let's start talking about the actual cards now. Starting with this stack I have, it's a bunch of other trainers that were excluded from my main deck or just miscellaneous ones I had. Okay, let's start off. Here it is with Full Heal, Shauna, Escape Rope, and Repel, Paint Roller, Rare Candy, Ultra Ball, another one. I personally never even liked using these. I always prefer the Great Ball. That's just my personal preference. Versus Seeker, Faded Town. This was a stadium card. Versus Sycamore. There's another one, a Pokeball. Several different Pokeballs. Buddy Buddy Rescue, Professor Oak, a Diet Ball, Evo Soda, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Catcher, Lysander, and a Captivating Pokepuff. That was it for all the trainer cards. Now here's all the other. This portion of Pokemon cards is a bunch of like miscellaneous ones, or like they're just like halfway evolutions or whatever that don't have like the base form or anything like that, so they're completely unusable. But here's Drifblim, Wormadam, Gloom, Lombre, Cascoon, Stoutland, Abipom, Marshtomp, Milotic, Kingdra, Magcargo, Granbull, and Clefable. Okay, now for this next stack of cards. These are cards I did actually have the evolutions of. I just never got around using them because, well, one, I didn't want to, and two, I just didn't have like the correct energies for it. But this is a pretty large stack of cards. It was for me. Here it is. I got all these cards, and from what I remember, they were ordered by type. From the looks of it, they are. Now I guess let's start going through all of these cards. Okay, I'm gonna go select them from the top, so they're back the way that they were originally. Okay, first we have a Marini, then a Mesprit, then Shuppet, Scorpy again, a Cosmog, a Zubat, there's another one, a Golbat, another one, a Ghastly, but this Ghastly has this special back, implying that was used in the competitive from the looks of it. A different Ghastly, a repeat, another repeat, a Haunter, a Diglett, another Diglett, another Diglett, Roggenrola, I think that's how you pronounce that, Boldore, another one, a Onyx, Mienfoo, however you want to pronounce that, a Hawlucha, another one, a Sandygast, a Nosepass, Hitmontop, Trapinch, a Tyrant, a Mankey, a Primeape, a Krogunk, a Surfing Pikachu, Tynamo, for Electrike, Voltorb, a Chinchou, however you want to pronounce that, Magnemite, Electabuzz, another one, a Joltik, a Pikachu, another Pikachu, Another one. Meowth. Persian. Yungoos. Eevee. Stuffle. Rufflet. Funnelby. Another Hoja. Buffalant. Doduo. Spearow. Another Spearow. Lillipup. A repeat of that. Alolan Diglett. Skarmory. Another one. And another repeat. Heatran. Alolan Meowth. Another one. Carvaha. You could probably tell from like these cards like where I stopped playing or collecting these. Another Carvana. Stunky. A QD Fly. A Marill. A Azumarill. Ralts. Deerling. Shuckle. Spinarak. A Grimer. Another one. Paris, however you want to pronounce that. A Weedle. Another one. A Kakuna. Another one. Caterpie. Another Caterpie. Another one. The Metapod. Another Metapod. Another Metapod. Bowen Sweet. There's another one. Steenie. Surskit. Masquerain, I think that's how you say it. Moral. Shinotic, however you want to say that. Paris, whatever. Snivy. Another one. A Grubbin. A Lapras. A Corsola. Another one. A Psyduck. Another one. Yet another one. Shelter. Dupiter, how you want to pronounce that. Got a repeat. Froakie. Ducklets. Wishy-washy. Shilos. Another one. Panpour. Tinpole, Tinepole, whatever. Popplio. Briani, however you want to pronounce that. A Magikarp. A Gyarados, again. Pronounce that the way you want, or you don't care. Poliwag. Poliwhirl. Another Poliwhirl. Another one. Wingull. Pelipper. Growlithe. Gosh, why do I have so many repeats? Magmar. A Vulpix. A Litten. A Torracat. A Togepi. A Togetic. Togekiss. Dratini. Dragonair. This pretty poor condition Axu, a Fracture, Gumi, a Sligo, a Gudra, Inkay, and Malamar. Okay, we finally went through all of that. I'm gonna show you one last time how thick this is. Look at that. We went through all of this. Now onto the main event. My two decks that I used. First I will show y'all my secondary deck. Then I'll show you my main deck. I'll save the best for last. Anyway, let's get these cards out. Okay. Here is my secondary deck. It's like a psychic electric one, if I remember. Okay. So first of all, we got Driftbloom, a Nuzleaf, Energy Retrieval, a Tierno, a Potion, Electric Energy, Chandelure, a Raichu, a Special Dark Energy, Electric Energy, Drifloon, Psychic Energy, a Switch. This is a Switch's Pokemon form, I remember. A double Turbo Energy, Psychic Energy, Dino, where you pronounce that? Zweilous, Psychic Energy, Esper, Shiftry, Meowstic, AZ or Az, or whatever you want to say that, a Zekrom EX, Psychic Energy, Bianca, Electric Energy, a Floatstone, Professor Birch, Rainbow Energy, Heavy Boots, Pokeball, a Seedot, another Switch, not the Nintendo Switch, Oranguru, Psychic Energy, another Psychic Energy, another Professor Birch, a Timer Ball, another Psychic Energy, Hydreigon, whatever you want to say it. Its pronunciations are crazy. Psychic Energy, Lily, Giratina, Gardevoir V, whatever. I don't, these names, gosh. Ace Trainer, Electric Energy, Pokeball, Lily, Puzzle of Time, Psychic Energy, Tierno, another Tierno, Super Scoop Up, Shauna, a Pokeball, Professor Kukui, Shauna, Potion, Lampent, Psychic Energy, Litwick, Energy Switch, a Pikachu, a Floatstone, Parallel City, Bolt Ton, I think I say it, and a Psychic Energy. Now, that was my secondary deck, and I've saved the best for last. My primary deck, my number one, when it comes at the time when it came to battling against like the sweatiest of people. So I'd be equally as sweaty because I wanted to win. And here is my deck, fully decked out in sleeves. All the sleeves that came with the box. And this was a fire fighting normal and some dragon, I think. Alright. Let's start. How? Holocha. Energy retrieval. Fighting energy. Energy switch. A fire energy. Poison barb. A Chandelure V. A Great Ball. Robo Substitute. A Flygon EX. A Fighting Energy. Another Fighting Energy. A Special Fighting Energy. A Sandygast. Energy Switch. Pokemon Center Lady. Toucannon. Makuhita. A Trumbeak. Charizard Spirit Link. Dogchiro. Judging from the Spirit Link, y'all can probably guess what's gonna come up. Fire Energy. Simisear V. A Fighting Energy. A Rhyhorn. A Rhydon. A Rhyperior. A Fighting Energy. Another Fighting Energy. Yet another Fighting Energy. A Fire Energy. Charizard EX. Mega Charizard EX. Peck. Protection Cube. Double Colorless Energy. Fire Energy. Another Fire Energy. Zygarde. Cinderace V. Fighting Energy. Another Fighting Energy. Hariyama. A Rainbow Energy. Arceus V. A Fighting Energy. Another Fighting Energy. A Diglett. A Fire Energy. A Palo-Sand. A Crushing Hammer. A Call Energy. Bit of a weird card there. Energy Retrieval. Team Skull Grunt. Fire Energy. Judge. Fighting Energy. Rare Candy. A Fire Energy. Pokemon Fan Club. A Great Ball. A Fighting Energy. And a Fighting Energy. Now that was my main deck. Let me know in the comments below if you think that at the time, like Generation 7 or 8 or whatever, whatever time I stopped, do you think those are good decks? Or do you think these still be relevant now? I remember with my main deck, I remember putting on the Protection Cube on Mega Charizard Y, so it wouldn't take damage to itself, and I'll just spam, what was it, Crimson Dive over and over again, which does 300 damage. Now, if you think that was crazy, if you think that's crazy now, it was even crazier back then, because like Pokemon's health didn't reach 300 at the time, so it pretty much one-shot everything, unless it like resisted something somehow. But yeah, that does it for my Pokemon card collection. It's not the biggest, but I also had a lot of memories with it. There are some regrets there, but also there's some things that I was satisfied with. But yeah, that does it for this video. I'll see you again another time, and goodbye.